Alright, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at encounters with Twilight. I'm trying to achieve the achievement called Not Even My Final Form. So for this achievement you have to win the one player scenario encounters with Twilight on Expert with only cards of tier 2 and below except when you perform transformations for Twilight units. So this makes things a little more easier, and I'm going to show you how you can win this map on Expert using very simple cards, except for Parasite Swarm, which can be a bit expensive, but you can do it without it. But having the Parasite Swarm will aid your progress a lot quicker, so I recommend having the Parasite Swarm. If not, you can replace Parasite Swarm with Veil Blood. This is my deck just for reference, and let's get straight into this video. Alright, so in the beginning you will be summoning the Wind Weavers to clear off all of these Twilight units. Yeah, so have the Wind Weavers quickly just take off the Twilight Archers because some of the melee unit can tank some of the damage, so your Wind Weavers will not die. So after killing the Twilight Devastator, quickly just kill all the reinforcement and the Twilight units, then heal units and have one World Beast summon. This World Beast is very important as to attract the attention of the Twilight Hex, because the Twilight Hex can knock back small units, so if you only attack the Wind Weavers, you're unable to deal any damage to the Twilight Hex. So yep, having one or two of the Twilight Hex to be distracted by the World Beast, attacking the World Beast instead, can help you to destroy this camp much easily.
The way is clear. Army gates, not to keep us out.
So once done, get your second monument, and we have the nature monument because the Parasite Swarm requires 2 nature orbs. Usually this is the area where it's the most difficult for players because there's constant spawning of 2 of these Twilight Whisperer and 1 Twilight Veil Blood. The issue with the Twilight Whisperer is because if you use any ranged units, it cannot attack because the Twilight Whisperer's attack can blind your units as shown. So when units are blind, they can't attack except for melee units. On the other hand, for the Twilight Veil Blood, it has insane amount of damage. It's a large unit, and once you kill it, it will release some sort of poison that can damage your units pretty a lot. Yeah, but you can circumvent it by running away from the liquid, this poisonous liquid thing that it discretes. Yeah, and what you want to take is the Twilight Veil Bloods because they are very strong, and of course later on you can take up to 2 Twilight Whisperers for heals and for blinding your enemy units. So once you capture about 4 to 5 Twilight Veil Bloods, this huge camp isn't an issue because you have some crowd control spells so that your Twilight Veil Bloods can concentrate on killing off the Twilight Abomination. Alright, I'm getting ready. Yep, now I have 1 Twilight Whisperer to heal my units and also to blind whatever ranged units that the Twilight enemies will send to me. And yes, let's get the Twilight Veil Blood as well. Now we have 2. So having 2 Twilight Veil Bloods increases your chances of surviving this map tremendously, and you can just destroy the base when you got about 2 to 3 Twilight Veil Bloods. Very easy. No enemy units that constantly spawns that can kill off your Twilight Veil Bloods, except for these little Twilight Whisperer and Twilight Veil Blood if they come together. Now I'm increasing my collection of the Twilight units. So just keep getting as much as possible until you are comfortable to destroy the base by the amount of units that you have. And yep, let's get straight into it. I have 5 Twilight Veil Bloods, the Creeping Paralysis and Curse of Oink. However, the plan was to paralyze the Twilight Abomination. Curse of Oink, it will turn back the enemy unit back to normal after 5 seconds if you attack it, so the paralysis is much better. Alright, at this point you would have finish off the hardest part of the map, but the second hardest part of the map is the Twilight base. But I would recommend you not to attack because it can take quite a long time. I recommend you to build your defenses, a couple of towers, and just so after you activate the enemy screaming stone, all of the Twilight units will attack, and once the wave finishes, everything at the top here will be cleared. So it's very easy for you. But the defense isn't as easy because you only have tier 2 towers, so I'll be using the living tower. As we are playing with the root network, we'll have to summon some Twilight units to transform into the Tree Fiend, so that it will also be attached to the root network, and the Tree Fiends are able to attack air units as well. Very useful. Yeah, so summon until you got quite a bit of living towers. Oh, and also you have these Twilight Hawks that will keep attacking your base every now and then, 2 Twilight Hawks. Yeah, so quickly build your living towers and have a couple of Twilight Tree Fiend, and this would aid you in the defense by quite a bit. And the reason why I send my Twilight minions here is because, as you can see, my Twilight Tree Fiend is unable to go beyond the living towers because it's blocking my way. So having my Twilight minions and transform here means that my Twilight Tree Fiend is in range with more enemy units beyond the wall itself. Alright, once you have quite a bit of units, you are kind of ready to take down the Twilight units. I wanted to build the more mock lake track, but it's kind of impossible to keep it alive.
The screaming stone has been invoked.
And you can only build one. Yes, and as you can see, I have my mines here to help dampen the battleground, especially for the ground units. What you want to do here is to make sure to attack the Twilight Dragon because that is the most threat. Have some of your towers to directly aim the Twilight Dragon instead. And although that will kind of like decrease the damage that you have, that you can inflict on other units, you have crowd control spells. So like the Creeping Paralysis, because of all, you can use that to mitigate the damage to your walls. But yeah, as you can see, the Twilight Dragons are problematic. And of course, the blindness doesn't hit it because it has leader immunities. It's not affected by any debuffs. Right, and once this is done, you are pretty much 1 foot in the door to winning this map and gaining your achievement. So once that's done, make sure to destroy all of your buildings to gain back your void power and get your tier 4 orb.
Send in melee troops to occupy the Wrathgazer. He's consuming the spirits of the dead.
And for tier 4, you want to have the Twilight Evil Eye. This because it deals insane amount of damage, and because it's a boss and a single unit, it will continuously deal more and more damage because of its rage ability. Very good. And also keep your Twilight Tree Fiend so as to attack all those angry spirits. And for this, I think I have the Skycatcher because I have enough of these Tree Fiends to immediately kill off the spirits. So yeah, if you don't have the Skycatcher, you can use more Tree Fiends to kill the spirits, kill off the spirits. And this is how you win this map, by using only tier 2. Technically only tier 2 by name, but transformations wise you have a couple of tier 4s to help you with it. All in all, what matters most is the Tree Fiend and the Evil Eye. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to creating more content for Skylords Reborn, and I'll see you guys again real soon.